Hey there, I'm Chantel Ritter, and lantern parades are my jam. I'm especially into lantern parade puppets. They are so much fun. I'm always trying to think of like how to get lantern parade puppets into the hands of more people so that you can enjoy them. So we're making Emu Lantern puppet hats. Puppet hats are my current fascination. They're ridiculously fun. So this is our model here. This is Drummer. She's my first Emu puppet hat. So let's get doing it. So for the head, we have these little lanterns, and this is the beak. So I drew out a beak pattern on some yellow fabric. If you have the kits, you have the exact same thing. So cut it out so you have two of them. I just made a hot glue seam attachment, along this edge, leave this part open. And then I turned it inside out. Just use a little stick or a pencil to like poke it through so you get a pointy beak. And then we're gonna make this the top. I want the big hole to be concealed on the top of the head. So we're gonna put the beak like that. It's super light, so you really don't need much to get it to stick. I'm gonna put some hot glue on the edge there. And yeah. So about like so. So you just wanna hold it there until it sets up. And if it misses anywhere, of course you can go back and get it. For her, the little black line that goes around and sort of defines the mouth, I did that with a piece of cord. There's some pipe cleaners, black pipe cleaners. It's a little easier to control than the cord to make like a line around there. But it's pretty cool the way the seam is, so that is entirely up to you. So for the eyeballs, we've got googly eyes, and look, I trimmed out the back so to like let the light through. So that's fancy, you don't have to do it, but I just stuck a piece of, I call it kitchen plastic. Like there's some horrible packaging in your recycling bin right now that would love a job to do that. So these are super light too, so you don't need much glue. That'll work. Sometimes the pupils want to get stuck in the glue, so look out for that, because you want them to be wiggly, because that's how they're funny. All right, so there we have our basic bird head, and it's going to go on this rod. So the rod is just going to get taped to the top and the bottom here, but we want to put the light in. So the light needs to go just above where the bottom is, and then so it's not in the way of where your tape attachment's gonna be. So we have these little lights. These are, they're single use, you can't change the battery, but they last a long time. Like I did a test with it and it ran for about a day and a half. So if you mind it, you could have a good time with it for a long time before it's gone. And then when it's gone, you can just pop it out of there and put in another one. I got these on Amazon. They're sort of the best in their category. Just masking tape. I'm gonna stick it to the stick. And get another piece of that. And for these kind, you just pull the string to turn them on and off. So we're gonna put our head over that, and then give the top and the bottom a little piece of tape too so it stays there. And wrap it really good. Hopefully you'll be dancing around with your emu puppet hat, and you don't want it to come off of there. So just squish it and maybe add some more if you think that it isn't gonna stay. We could get rid of that string and just use the tab. If it's bugging you, it's kind of bugging me. So, all right, the body. Stay right there, buddy. So the hats I just got us like costume felt hats. And the lights we're gonna use are, I'm calling them CR lights because that's the kind of battery that's in there. You can see that they're that kind. There's little screws there. We're gonna glue them to the hat. You could just pop them off if you needed to change it. But there's little screws, put it screw up so that you can remind yourself that you could change the battery if you wanted. These little tabs, pull those out. And they love to tangle up. So look, so that we're using feather boas, right? So I like twisted each of the lights so that it'll stand up a little bit from the feathers. And we're gonna put one in the back, screw side up, and one towards the front, because the front is gonna go towards the neck of the bird, and the back one is gonna wrap around the body. We're gonna put them on, so just a little bit like, glue to tack it on there. We'll use gravity, we'll leave it on the edge. You can cover them up with feathers later. And feather time. In your kit, if you got it from me, you have 1.5 feather boas. You should just plan on getting feathers everywhere. Like I shook them out really good, but it doesn't seem to matter. You're gonna have feathers everywhere. So you see the ends have these knots. So that's a good place for an attachment. These hats have bands on them. So for the neck, I'm gonna tuck that knot into the band so that it would be like a lot of like, you're gonna yank on the neck. So tucking under the band I think is a good thing so it doesn't come out of there. And then let's have some hot glue insurance too. So there is our neck attachment. I kind of like it coming out of the middle of the body. So I think I'm gonna put another dot of glue there, like a sizable one. For gluing these feathers, like use something besides your finger to stick it in there. Like I just have a little stick so that, and I'm gonna roll the stick so that it gets all in the feathers. Great way to burn your fingers, gluing feathers. So the neck is gonna go onto the head like a mohawk. And we're gonna hot glue that. But before we do that, we're gonna finish out the body because that'll be unwieldy to work with. So we have the neck lights. See that there is like a lead wire on the, yeah, they really love each other. Don't tangle up. There's a lead wire, so there's a bunch of wire that doesn't have lights on it at the start. So what we want to do is just wrap the lights around the neck with we want to go up and back. So I'm just twisting it around the bow. If you had a friend helping you do this, right, it would be easier because you could hold one end of the boa, but we can do it. So I'm all the way at the top, and then I'm gonna go back down. Oh, this is more fun with the lights on. There we go. Bird neck. All right, getting there. I think the little twist ties, twisting the lights up so they stick up a bit is definitely the way to go. And then just twist it around itself when you get to the bottom to secure it. All right, neck. So then I have an orange one. And, oh, you know what, for my purple neck, I decided the length that I wanted the neck and trimmed it, so I have a little purple scrap. So I think that I want to have maybe some purple wings on top of my orange, or maybe a purple tail. So again, with the knot and the hat band, that's a good place to like tuck it in there. So it's a good starting place to make it stick. And again, with a little hat glue and a knot your finger attachment for it. And we want to wrap them around. We want to, I think I want to go under the neck. And then just try to cover up your hat. And it's pretty good. So we have to glue this feather, the feather to the hat. It doesn't have to be all over the place. We really are after a few good tacks, right? So the rope is a good place to start. You need to find a little bit of hat, put some glue down, and get that knot in there. And I'm just gonna go around and get a little bit of all of it. So let's put one there, knot your finger, get a little under there. Cool thing about the puppet hats, the first one I made is Miss Minutes over there. She's a Loki character, if you're not familiar. I can ride my bike with Miss Minutes. I can hold one hand with the handlebars and the other hand waving her around. It was so much fun. That's when I was like, oh yeah, puppet hats. Puppet hats. A little over there. Knot your finger. You don't want it to undo itself. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Shake it around a little bit, make sure they're gonna come off. So then the body lights, let's turn those on. Yeah. And wrap them on around there. Kind of the same thing, you want to attach them, like you can bend them around the boa to get an attachment. It seems like it's really not going to stay with twisting it around the boa a little bit, then you need to tack the wire down with some glue. I think that one, I think I would definitely want one on the top. So I'm going to add some glue to that little rope piece and then push the wire into it. It's pretty good. All right. I could have left some for the tail, huh? Oh well. So I would like a little bit of orange tail, a little bit of purple tail. And that on there. I think I'm just put it right to the hat. Yeah. And I think I want some wing, full wing action. A little suggestion of wings, you know what I mean. There's that. And a little bit over there. Okay. Little purple wing things on, right? And then let's put our head on. So I think I want them like that. kind of mohawky. And then we can add some facial features. That'll be funny. So I'm gonna put glue like there, definitely on the rim. I'm gonna get some on the top, some there, and then some, a generous amount across the back, because we're gonna play with it a lot, right? We need names. All right, looking good. So we have, okay, got that? All right. I'm gonna turn the lights off. Let's add some legs. So these are fabric pieces and some paper feet. And we're just gonna glue them on the inside of the hat so that they're not gonna, in a way they're not gonna, let's do it the other way. Yeah. Just like inside of there. And put a little piece, a little bit of glue there. All right, pretty cool. We're gonna add some eyebrows and maybe a little smile. And then I'm gonna turn off the lights and check it out. Yeah, puppet hats. Lantern puppet hats. Let's make lantern puppet hats. A bunch of them are gonna be really funny. Mob of emus coming right up. Hey, so I did go back and check all those glue connections, like make sure they didn't gonna fall off, and put the glue on the beak or on the lantern, not on the pipe cleaner. You'll burn your fingers. All right. Thanks for making an Emu Lantern puppet hat.